Chair recognizes the gentlelady from the Virgin Islands, Ms. Plaskett, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning in solidarity with my colleagues about the mass shootings that are going on in our country. The Orlando mass shooting has been another demonstration of an ongoing, for some Americans, daily violence and daily nightmare, gun violence in our country. Now, we all know that there's a systemic problem for many in our communities of lack of opportunities. Lack of education, lack of adequate after-school summer programs, job training, lack of expansion of economic opportunities. But we know measures to increase funding for these programs that will help will never reach this floor. But we know also that now that the Republicans refuse to take up other measures as well. What they can address right now, right here, is expanded background checks, prevention of gun sales to those on a no-fly list, a ban on assault weapons. Now, I grew up fishing, hunting with my dad, and I passed that on to my children. So owning a gun is not something that I believe should not happen, but I know that it's not an absolute right. As the granddaughter of a police commissioner, the daughter of a New York City cop, a former Bronx prosecutor and a Justice Department official, the war on crime, the war on these mass shootings and destruction would be well served by voting on expanded background checks, prevention of gun sales to those on the no-fly list, and a ban on assault weapons. On the small islands that I represent, the U.S. Virgin Islands, there have been over 300 gun-related deaths over the last 5 years. Now, with a place with a population of 100,000, to have 300 gun-related deaths in 3 years, that accounts for a murder rate, a death per capita that is several times the national average. Now, much of this is through a lack of opportunity, but also, and absolutely, the influx of illegal assault weapons, high-caliber weapons of mass murder that come into the market. Those, coupled in our instance with drug trade, have left our community in fear and mourning for our young. Last year alone, there were twice as many gun deaths per capita in the Virgin Islands than there were in most American cities that we could traditionally think of as having high gun rate. Who were the victims of the destruction just this year in the Virgin Islands? And I'm going to name them because we never hear names like this. We have our moments of silence for the large groupings, but the day-to-day individuals that die. January 9th, 2 unnamed males. January 20th, Stefan Coleman and Heidi Mills. January 21st, Tashawn Samuels, 24. February 2nd, Warren Encarnacion, 30. March 5th, Evan Ezekiel Joseph, 38. March 8th, Conrad Phipps, 30. March 22nd, Keshawn Fleming, 23. March 27th, Hans Oliver, 38. March 28th, Cayenne Payne, Conte Payne, 33 and 29. April 19th, Joseph Ducree, 19. April 28th, Javon Benjamin, 22. May 1st, Shadale Gabriel, 25. May 22nd, Vershawn Monsanto, 21. June 4th, Shaki Alexander, 21. Kervan Joseph, 19. June 22nd, Johannia Atkins, 22. Jafari Samuel, 34. June 20th, Devon Freeman, 42. The blood of these victims speak to me. I hope, Mr. Speaker, it speaks to you. Bring the bills to the floor, vote it up or vote it down, but do your job.
Chair